1 second, folks. I know this hat doesn't fit the movie, but I was looking for my fedoras earlier because I wanted to wear my fedora, like the one I wore for my Swingers review, which I did a few years ago, and I can't seem to find the fedoras, so I had to at least wear a hat for this. But anyways, what's going on, guys? How are you? Welcome back to another awesome video, and it's time for another movie review. And today's movie review is gonna be of Goodfellas. And real quick, before I get into the description of Goodfellas, I do want to point out that this was that clip I was using in my teaser, which I will leave an annotation at the end of this video of. So that was for Goodfellas. And so Goodfellas follows this guy named Henry who, he wants to be a good fella. He wants to be a good fella, a wise guy, one of the big boys, the top of his game. So this movie is directed by the one and only Martin Scorsese. And if you don't know him by now, Taxi Driver and The Wolf of Wall Street to at least give you an idea of who he is. If not, that name has to at least ring a bell to someone on my channel, or at least someone that checks out this movie review. But how phenomenal and how iconic this movie is. The cast is phenomenal. I mean, we have Ray Liotta, who is fantastic. This is his second or third performance he's given, like, back in his day. And this was his second or third debut as an actor. And what a great performance he gave. Robert De Niro, fantastic. This is Robert De Niro at his prime. This is Robert De Niro, like Taxi Driver Robert De Niro, King of Comedy Robert De Niro, Raging Bull Robert De Niro. This is that, like, Robert De Niro, like De Niro at his prime. Pesci is Joe Pesci, of course. He's funny, he's fantastic, he's great, he's witty, he's very fast talkative, which is fantastic about him. But there's also the other good fellas that are very iconic in this movie. We got Paulie, we got Tommy Two Times, we got Billy Bats, also the other iconic good fellas in this movie. And not just the cast is what makes this movie great. It is obviously Scorsese's style, it is Scorsese's writing, it is Scorsese's directing and the way he writes. But it's also that depiction of crime, that the sort of like the gangsters, the mafia, how they're able to slide under the radar of things. They're kind of were the hot shots at their game. They're at the top of their game, and they were able to kind of like have leeway ways into things, let's just put it at that. Even they were able to get out of trouble, and that depiction has become very infamous in this movie and in gangster movies in general and mob films in general. And this has been just very, obviously you can tell, inspirational and influential by other films after films like Goodfellas. The point I'm making is that a lot of gangster films we would not have if it weren't for movies like Goodfellas. Sure, you can argue that with also The Godfather and other films like that, but Goodfellas, besides Francis Ford Coppola, Scorsese was the king at doing these types of films and that type of style. And yeah, it's not action heavy, which is good. You feel more for the characters, you feel more relatable for the characters, and you get a feel of this world, and you get obviously a better depiction of how these guys were at the top of their game, and they're like important somebodies in a world of nobodies. It's a great mob movie, gangster film, whatever you want to call it. Even with it having the lack of action, it doesn't need that action. And even when it has the action in this movie, it is used very well so that when you get to these intense action scenes, they really like feel tense. It's obviously one of Scorsese's best back in the day, and even still now, this is still a great film when you look back on it. I definitely say one of his top 3, definitely somewhere in the top 5 of Scorsese films. And overall, just a very iconic film. I cannot stress how much iconic this movie has been, and influential this has been, and inspirational this has been. And for a mobster movie, this is very quotable and very fun, to be honest. I'm gonna give Goodfellas an A+. So, Goodfellas, have you guys seen it? What did you think of it? If you've seen it already, if you're already familiar with the film, what is your favorite scene or what is your favorite thing about Goodfellas? If not, what is your favorite Martin Scorsese movie? And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do awesome videos every day, if not every week. And make sure you ring that bell to be notified. I do new videos every day, if not every week. Share the video with family and friends, all that good stuff, and more. And leave some suggestions in the comments section, as always. Anything, you name it, I'll look into it as best as I can and as soon as possible. Also, guys, I have a suggestion for you in the comments, maybe if you want to lend it to me or not. I actually, a few days ago, or maybe a week or so back, had watched My Cousin Vinny. And I was debating on doing a review, and let me know in the comments if you guys want to see a review for My Cousin Vinny. If not, I'll just give it a pass, honestly. So, if you guys don't want to see it, oh well, no big deal. I just figured, it just came across my head at one point when I was thinking about this because, hey, Joe Pesci also was in My Cousin Vinny. I was like, yeah, why not? So I wound up watching it, and I thought, will this be something you guys want to check out, want me to review? So let me know that as well. And also look out for all sorts of other movie reviews, also the top 10s, a few other things in between. And also one more thing about my teaser trailer I did, which I'll, like I said, have an annotation at the end here, is that clip with the Boba Fett score was supposed to mean I was talking about Mandalorian Season 2. So that was supposed to be a hint to Mandalorian Season 2, and that clip I used with Joe Pesci was, which was in black and white, I used for copyright issues, and for copyright reasons, I put it in black and white, and that was supposed to be a hint towards my Goodfellas review, which you are now looking at. So, hopefully that sums it up for you, more or less. There'll still be more clues along the way. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.